So starting with the first one, I actually wanted to start with these poker stars hands. So here's the first one. I've called a raise from under the gun. Excuse me, sorry, I needed to adjust the microphone. We've called a raise from the under the gun player with ace queen suited. This is a hand, just based on my read of this player, I didn't think it was going to be very profitable to 3-bet him. With ace queen offsuit, I might have even folded just because it's a difficult hand to play from out of position. Ace queen suited, remember I was saying it's important to have a hand that can continue on a lot of flops. Having a suited hand greatly increases the number of flops on which you'll get to continue with your hand. So not only am I looking to flop an ace or a queen, but I could also flop clubs, and that gives me some more opportunities. Now here, I'm check raising, and I'm check raising my hand for value, and there's a couple reasons why I think I can do it for value. One is that my hand is a little bit concealed. I mean, this is one of the strongest hands I could be cold calling him with pre-flop, and so he may not expect for me to show up with a hand as strong as ace queen here, a one pair hand as strong as ace queen. And another is that there are a fair number of draws on which I'd want to be. That I'd want to check raise my opponent with on this board. I might even check raise if I had something like an overcard and a gut shot. So ace queen is really one of the best hands that I could have when I check raise on this flop, and so I'm mostly just check raising for value. It's not that there's a lot of cards I'm concerned about on the turn, although there are some that could be action killers. But I just I'm check raising a strong hand to protect some of the times when I'm check raising with like 8-7 or king jack. So look at the next hand. Another example of a hand that is going to hit a lot of flops and will be able to continue well. Now here we flopped a big draw, meaning we've got a gut shot and a flush draw. And this is a hand where even if we get the money in against two pair, we're going to have almost 50% equity. Even against a set, our equity is somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 to 40%. So it's hard to go wrong getting the money in on this flop. And ideally, you'd like to be the one who put in the last bet so that you could maximize your fold equity. So this is a hand that a lot of people are tempted to lead out, hope their opponent raises, so that they can come back over the top with a 3-bet. The problem with that is I don't think your opponent is necessarily going to raise you all that often on this flop, and if he just calls you, you're going to be in an awkward spot on the turn because you are going to miss quite often. So I elected to go for a check raise here, even though a check raise on this flop does look quite a bit like a draw. The truth is I'm willing to get the money in on this flop. I mean, I'd prefer if he would just fold, obviously, but if the money does go all in, and you'll see here, we get the money in against pocket kings, and that's fine. I mean, I don't win this particular hand, but